Look, if the Browns win this game, they're gonna have the two biggest fucking wins of the season. If they win this game, they're winning the Super Bowl. I'm saying that right now. This is our intro right now. I'm using this as our intro. If the fucking Cleveland Browns win this game, they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
I don't know if I'm ready to go with that. I love the enthusiasm, but I'm not ready to say that. Woo! What's up, everybody? I'm excited, bro. I haven't even said anything yet, but I'm excited. What's going on, Juan? It's Max, by the way, from the Max and Juan cast. What's up, best friend, best pal, best podcast partner, Juan?
Woo! The Raiders kind of suck, bro, but it's all right. I'm still watching football. It's your boy Juan. Sorry for the headphone users.
Yeah, oops. He put like a notice or a caution, loud sound incoming, siren.
Nah, fuck them. Let them deal with it.
Live on edge. You gotta be on the edge, man. It's super divisional round, bro.
You excited? I'm excited,
dude. I'm excited for the super divisional round, followed by the super championship round, followed by the super Bowl.
Nah, that's too many supers.
I'm excited.
That's too many
supers. Oh man, I'm trying to start something right now.
So that means the Super Bowl is gonna be the Super Bowl.
Call it the Super Bowl.
Done.
Superist.
You know what, Super? I'm about to get back in these pickups. I'm about to come back,
bro. You are not coming back. It's not happening. There's only 4 games this weekend. You have like 7 games left to come back. I'm not going 0-7, bro.
Look, your coach sold, your team sold. You will sell. Okay, it's in your blood.
Excuse me.
It's in your DNA.
Excuse me. Our coach did not sell. That was our former coach.
You're right,
Doug Pederson, baby.
Look, and
get your ass out of there, coach.
Look, yeah, get your ass out of there, coach. Let's get into it, bro. Doug Pederson fired from the Philadelphia Eagles. Max, how are you feeling about this move?
What a time to be alive. Oh my gosh, bro. I was so happy. I don't hate Doug Pederson. I don't think he's a bad coach, but I think it was time. He's the first Super Bowl coach to get fired 3 years after winning it in 50 years, they said? 60 years?
Wow.
So tough look for my guy, Doug. Hashtag we don't like Doug.
That was kind of that window didn't last very long, didn't it?
You know, that one Niner fan thinks the Super Bowl window's open for like 6 years. That thing shuts in 6 weeks sometimes. That Super Bowl window ain't like the NBA.
So much for that leash for that Super Bowl. That leash got cut real quick.
We yanked that leash real quick. Say, Doug, get your ass in line. And then he didn't want to get in line, so he had to go.
So who?
I mean, it sounded bad, honestly. Like he wanted to go. I'm kind of surprised it wasn't a mutual parting of the ways. Like that's the most political way or the most gentle way to cut the cord.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. When it first came out. And they said Doug Pederson fired. And then after the reports were saying, hey, he went into the meeting. He didn't like how people were always telling him what to do. So I don't know if that was his camp trying to back him up and say, hey, like Doug did a good job. He more just left more than got fired. I don't know what happened. All I know is that he is gone. And what I want to know is who does this benefit the most on this Eagles team?
Carson Wentz. 100%'s got to be Carson Wentz. I heard a report that he was sold on Jalen and he was going to move forward with Jalen, and the Eagles' upper management was like, nope, we're not sold. And that resulted in part of his firing. I mean, I think it was a bunch of stuff. Look, any Eagle fan who's been watching the Eagles the last 5 years, ever since we won the Super Bowl, our offense has been trash. I know health's a big part, but like when Frank Wright left, our offense left. And we've seen the reports that people want to give more credit to Frank Wright during that year than Doug Pederson.
Hey, you're not lying, man. He went to Indianapolis, and Indianapolis got right back on the map. He didn't miss a beat. And once he left, yeah, you guys had a couple of playoff runs, but it kind of stopped when Frank Wright left. And Frank offense is nice, dude. You see what he did with Phillip Rivers and Jacoby Brissett. That's 2 years in a row, 2 different quarterbacks. He's an offensive guru.
So much happier for Colts fans than I am for the Eagle fans. And, you know, there's been so much talk of who we're going to hire.
Who do you want to hire? Do you want an offensive guy? You want a defensive guy? Which way you lean? You want a guy like Ron Rivera?
I want a guy who can command the respect of the locker room, and I want a guy who's going to bring the locker room together. I'm tired of the locker room being split. Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz. I don't care who the starter is. I want it to be Wentz, but it doesn't matter. Whoever the starter is needs to have the backing of the whole locker room. Now, I realize Carson Wentz might be traded or Jalen Hurts might be traded. I doubt Jalen Hurts is going to get traded, but I need someone to bring it together. And do you really need to hire an offensive guru as a coach if you get one as an offensive coordinator? That's what I don't understand. It's like teams always want the guy to be the head coach. Well, how about you just find a good coordinator?
Yeah, I get you. And a lot of teams, I think that trend started with the whole Sean McVay. He really put that into effect. He was the first hot commodity that I can remember. A young guy, he was an offensive guy, and people just kind of followed the pack and they started hiring offensive coordinators. Me personally, I just want a guy that can lead a group of men. Not little boys, not college guys, a group of men. Okay? And guys like Ron Rivera, yeah, they're not the biggest X's and O's guys. Or a guy like Mike Vrabel, those guys are not the biggest playbook guys, and they're not going to draw up a fantastic play. But they get great coordinators. They make sure that their team is ready to play, and they lead. That's what you're supposed to do as a head coach. And sometimes Doug Pederson, he just didn't lead in the best fashion. And it really showed this year with the offensive play calling and the decision making and everything that went on with the quarterback. He obviously lost that locker room week 17.
Oh my gosh, the reports of people wanting to fight him, people had to be restrained. That's never a good look. And have you seen the potential hires for the Eagles? Have you seen who they've been linked to wanting or who they're going to interview?
Well, just like every other team, Eric Bieniemy, he's on everyone's radar.
We don't have to. We already did the Doug Pederson thing. We're good. We don't need Eric Bieniemy. No shade at him, but we've already done the Andy Reid disciple thing. We've had like basically Andy Reid in Philadelphia for what, 25 years?
Yeah.
Let's get some fresh blood in there. No shade.
Yeah.
But like, so they've had talks with, it could be Josh McDaniels. Who was the other one I saw? Lincoln Riley. Like, where are they coming up with this stuff? Josh McDaniels ain't leaving New England to go to Philadelphia.
Yeah, and I would say it's not that good of a spot compared to these other teams. Because the other teams out there, you got the Chargers. That's a hotter team to go to. You got a lot more to work with. In Philadelphia, there's a lot of bad contracts. You don't have much cap space. Yeah, you got some draft picks.
Negative 60 mil.
Exactly. You got some old players. You got the quarterback controversy. Plus, one of the quarterbacks that are in there, he's getting paid a lot of money. So it's going to be hard to move him. So who knows what's going to happen with that team. I just hope you get a hard-nosed head coach that gets shit together and you don't get just an offensive guru or a defensive guy. Just get a guy that can lead your team, okay? Because that's what you need. You need a guy that everyone can rally around. Like a guy like Ron Rivera.
Would you feel different about the Eagles' job if Carson Wentz had his shit together and was the Carson Wentz we've seen the last 3 years?
Definitely. No question about it.
So does the Eagles' job become the best job? Because we probably have the best roster.
No.
A healthy roster. No?
No. Chargers are up there. Their roster.
Is that because they play in LA and you have no expectations of winning?
No, it's not even that aspect. They just have so much talent. They got Herbert. They got Bosa. They got Derwin James. It's just a lot of guys who are.
Come on, you can't count on Derwin James.
Yeah, but
I love Derwin James.
You said with all the injuries involved and.
Okay, I'm with you.
When a what if world and expectations, I mean that's the best. That's one of the best rosters in the NFL if they get it together. And speaking of one of the worst rosters in the NFL,
I was gonna go there myself.
Man, look, Urban Meyers. Breaking news about an hour and a half ago. Just got hired by the Jacksonville Jaguars, who hold the number 1 pick. Max, first reactions to this?
Does this mean Justin Fields is going number 1?
Sports Theory 101?
Is he getting the gang back together?
Oh, man. I think that's far-fetched because aliens are real, too. Nah, I don't think it's going to happen.
That would be wild. Jets fans will be over the moon. They still got Trevor.
Jets fans will be laughing at every single person who laughed at them when they won that game.
So they'd be laughing at the rest of the world, you're telling me?
Exactly. Basically.
Look, I think they're both great. I think Trevor's the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck. But let's just talk about the hire. Urban Meyer. I'm not sold, man. He's been out of the game for a long time.
2 years?
He had kind of a falling out. Yeah, but like the way he kind of fell out at Ohio State with the domestic abuse. I know it's not him. He didn't beat his wife or anything, but It was weird. And he's had health problems before. That's what led to him quitting at Florida, I believe, was health problems and health concerns. And I mean, how many good college coaches have made the jump? Pete Carroll?
Jim Harbaugh did have success.
It
depends. It depends on what you're saying, though. Are you talking about a Super Bowl, or are you just talking about success as far as making the playoffs?
I'm talking about anytime you hire a coach. I don't think you should hire a coach that's just gonna get you like 5 good seasons. Like, I feel like if you hire a coach, you should be shooting for the moon. And does Urban Meyer get that? I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like he's just been in the college game too long. I know the pros has kind of become like college to a certain degree. But that's a big question on Cliff Kingsbury. We've seen him kind of struggle so far. I know the Cardinals had an okay year, but I wouldn't call Cliff Kingsbury a great coach.
Look, I tell you one thing. He's box office. That's huge for the Jags. They went completely the opposite direction with
the name.
Yeah, the name is
enough.
Huge. Compared to Doug Monroe, I mean, come on, dog. Doug Monroe looks like a sack of potatoes out there. Come on, dog.
He's just baking in the Florida sun.
Like,
it's so bad the Jags are wearing their black jerseys at home.
Yeah, he was.
One has a huge theory.
He was so bland
about black jerseys.
He was so bland compared to what they're gonna have with Urban Meyer. But hey, you got to assume that they're gonna pick Trevor Lawrence. So we'll see what happens with the Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence. I'm excited. It brings a whole new energy to that team. They're the Jaguars at the end of the day. They had that good year with Jacksonville and all that, but other than that, they haven't been shit, okay? And I would love to have the Jacksonville Jaguars be good in football again, because it's good.
They cleaned the house, man. All those guys from – is there a guy from Jacksonville still on their team? I don't think there is a single
Miles
one.
Jack.
Maybe Miles Jack.
That's it.
Yeah, they cleaned the house out, man. They've done a great job at just getting draft picks. They have another first-round pick this year for, I think, Jalen Ramsey, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And speaking of draft picks and all these quarterbacks and all this and that, let's get into Deshaun Watson, man. How about Deshaun Watson? It really does look like he's going to get traded, Max.
I hope. He does not deserve to be in that shit organization. The only guy that deserves the Houston Texans is J.J. Watt. You can belong. So stay rough. There, J.J. You deserve it. Even though he's done nothing wrong, he's just like the most overrated guy. The last, 4 years?
Jesus.
And people are going to take that as saying he sucked. He didn't suck. He was a monster for 4 years. And he's been kind of average for 4 years because all the injuries and shit. Where do you want to see Deshaun end up? Do you have any cities in mind?
I want him to come to Vegas. As a Raider fan, I wish they would. It's not going to happen. Look, let me start this. It's not going to happen. I'm wishful thinking. It's not going to happen. I would love to see it. I would love the scenario of giving them Carr and a first-round pick this year and a second-round pick next year. I would love to see that.
I feel like you have to throw in a player. Maybe someone from your defense. Is there anyone good on your defense?
There's no one worth it, bro. No one's worth it. Okay, a guy that I thought about moving around that is potential is a guy like Trent Brown.
Really? Trent Brown?
Missed a lot of games this year. His contract is a lot of money. I heard rumors that the Raiders are thinking about trading him or potentially cutting him. And that would be huge, okay? And I wouldn't mind shipping him off for a Deshaun Watson package because he's still a great player. But he got paid at the right time. He winded up cashing out at the right time. And last year, he just didn't really perform well. He was dealing with COVID. Then he had the whole deal with the IV and all types of shit, man. I don't know. All I know is he didn't play enough games, okay? I would love that scenario. I don't think it's going to happen.
You know what? You could probably get J.J. Watt in that scenario, too. Then you add a good defender to your defense.
He's not a
How
good
about
defender.
that? How about
Stop.
Deshaun and J.J.? How about this? Hear me out. J.J. and Deshaun, Henry Ruggs, Derek Carr, Trent Brown, 2 first-round picks. I'd do it if I'm a Raider.
I would do it regardless. Anything to get Deshaun Watson that doesn't involve more than 2 first-round picks, I'm doing it. I would do it.
Okay,
He's showtime.
I got one more scenario. For you. You get Deshaun. You have to give up Carr, a first-round pick, and you have to swap out Gruden for Bill O'Brien.
Oh, my God, no. Oh, man, that's
You wouldn't do it?
No, because then we're the Houston Texans. Fuck that shit.
And you somehow trade all your picks for, I don't know, who's a good little tackle, like Deion Dawkins from Buffalo?
Jeez. Look, the other scenario I had was, and this is actually from a fan of ours. His name is Robert. He's a 49er fan. He wanted me to give some of the scenarios for the Niners getting Deshaun Watson. And I really do think it's possible. Look, Jimmy Garoppolo, we all know he's unreliable and he's a pick machine. And I don't mean in a good way. I mean in the bad way because he fucking sucks. All right.
But he looks the part. He wears number 10.
Oh my God, he made it to the Super Bowl, but he couldn't make the biggest pass of his life.
Super Bowl.
Oh my God, fuck Jimmy Garoppolo. All right. Anyway,
Jimmy GQ.
Look, the 49ers have a really good team, okay? They dealt with a lot of injuries this year. That team has talent. All right. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead. They have a couple holes in their defense right now as far as like cornerback with Richard Sherman leaving, but that's besides the point. I'm going to get into the scenario. So, the 49ers will get Deshaun Watson, and the Niners will give up Mike McGlinchey, a first-round pick this year, a first-round pick next year, and a third this year. That will be the package.
I feel like you have to throw something else in there. Maybe one of those young receivers you have to throw in there. Maybe instead of that 30, throwing like Debo. I know Niner fans don't want to do it.
They won't.
I feel like that's... Well, I mean, McGlinchey, like the Texans don't need him. You got to get someone dynamic.
Yeah, but
I would do it if you swap McGlinchey for like a dynamic player. Like maybe you can't trade Bosa. Maybe Armstead. What about Armstead?
Maybe Armstead. I just don't see it. Mike McGlinchey is still young. They can sign and trade him. They'll still wind up getting the draft picks. I really do think it's possible. Look, John Lynch is pretty good at finessing trades. Okay, he's done a lot of good trades. Not all of them have worked out, but there's a lot of times when John Lynch comes through with trade deals on really good, very good value. Okay, we all know what he did to the Bears, even though it didn't work out, but he got a lot for that deal just by moving down one spot. Okay, and then we all know about the Jimmy Garoppolo deal. Even though Jimmy Garoppolo, I say he fucking sucks, they still got some good value out of him. They made it to the Super Bowl with him. He's not a quarterback that can carry you, and I think they found that out. But he's definitely a quarterback. If you put something around him, he can manage it. Okay? But they only got Jimmy because they only got Jimmy for a second-round pick.
That's nothing for a potentially franchise quarterback, and we kind of thought he was not we, but I'm saying a lot of people thought he was the guy.
The 49ers did. Look at the deal they gave him.
After what, 6 games? 6 good games?
Exactly.
If you were a Niner fan, would you do this trade? Deshaun for Kittle straight up?
Hell no. No, I can't. I got to keep Kittle. I'd rather give up Deebo Samuel at that point.
What about Bosa for Deshaun straight up?
The guys who are locked is Kittle and Bosa. Those are can't touch those.
Fred Warner? What about Fred Warner?
Fred Warner, I would trade Fred Warner quicker than Bosa and Kittle. You can't give up Bosa and Kittle. Those are...
I feel like you could kind of trade Bosa because we don't know if he's going to stay healthy. He's always had health concerns. I get it could backfire on you because he could be the best edge rusher in football next year. I'm with you on that. But what if Nick Bosa is only as good as Joey Bosa? Would you trade Joey Bosa straight up for Deshaun Watson if you didn't have a quarterback? I would.
That's tough, but you would. I would too. I doubt that would happen. You still have to give a pickup. But
yeah, maybe Bosa in the third for Deshaun, Bosa in the second.
Yeah, Nick Bosa is amazing, though. He's going to be a future All-Pro for years to come. He just has to stay healthy.
There's no way anyone could argue that. We saw too much good film from him as a rookie. And I'm going to give you my scenarios. The first team's obvious. It's the Dolphins. So I got Tua, 2 first-round picks, one of them being the Texans' own first-round pick. They're getting it back, pick number 5 in this draft. And maybe that corner they drafted in the first round, Noah Iganagani. I can't say his name. What do you think of that?
Oh, man. I don't know about that one.
Do I need more?
Yeah, you need to add more.
Christian Wilkins. Or you can have your choice of Byron Jones instead of Iganagami. You can have Byron Jones or Xavier Howard.
I would take a guy like Jerome Baker, maybe.
Really? That's all? But I feel like they don't need a linebacker. Okay, how about this? 3 first-round picks.
Oh, yeah.
Or 2 firsts and 2 seconds.
That's enough.
I have no issue if the Dolphins want to trade their next 3 first-round picks for Deshaun. Hey, okay, I said Tua, right? Tua counts as one of the first-round picks. So Tua and 2 first-round picks plus throw in some other guy. You would do it, right?
Yeah, you would do it just because of the picks, but Tua's trade value is not that high as people think.
I love how the GM came out right after the Bills game and was like, this is the guy next year. And then we hear reports that Tua's not the guy from all the players. You made an Instagram story about it?
Hey, you never know, though. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe the Texans leaked that out just to get Tua's value down.
I mean, didn't do a good enough job of getting it down with that last game.
True, but hey, you'll be surprised. A lot of people still have high hopes for Tua. I know it's close. I know it's a small sample size, but me and Max have already expressed the way we feel about Tua.
I got one more. This one I think no one wants to see because I think it would mean like a dark age in the NFL almost. New Orleans Saints trade Taysom Hill, 2 first-round picks, and Trey Hendrickson for Deshaun Watson.
Wow. That would turn the NFL upside down. Holy shit.
Sean Payton cannot be allowed to have a good quarterback. He doesn't have one now. He can't get one in the future, especially one that has a good arm and can run.
Wow.
And yes, I took a shot at Drew Brees right there with his noodle arm.
Wow. That would be crazy, dude. I think it really does depend on where they land this year in the playoffs, see where this goes. But man, Deshaun Watson with Sean Payton, that would be deadly.
I would just say I would trade Michael Thomas in a heartbeat for Deshaun Watson. If that's what it came down to. If they were like, we want Michael Thomas in a first, I'd do it without even thinking.
Yeah, I would do that.
It also makes sense because this isn't the first time Michael Thomas has been talked about being traded or talked about in trade rumors, I should say.
Exactly. It can be it can be a double-edged sword with him. We all know with the fighting that went on in the locker room, he was socking motherfuckers up. He might be a good thing to get him out of New Orleans.
And you get Deshaun Watson, high character. Man, he would look good in a Saints jersey.
Yeah, that's a great trade scenario. Hey, we just got blessed with some breaking news. Robert Saleh.
Oh, gosh.
You want to guess the team?
Please don't say the Eagles. Chargers.
No, it's the Jets. He has been hired by the Jets.
That's fine. That's fine. He'll fail there. That organization will fail him.
So is he going to get your boy Marcus May into a first-team All-Pro?
I think Quinn Williams is up.
Oh, man.
For his first-team All-Pro.
That's
Quinn.
Right.
Following Greg Williams is definitely a tough way to, you have to follow that defensive performance of the second biggest sell in the year.
Man, he took a tough job.
Eagles.
He really did.
Would you be surprised if the Jets went defense with their first pick now that they have Saleh?
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either now.
Yeah.
Maybe this means Sam Darnold staying. We haven't heard anything. There's no reports. I'm just saying you got to look at who they hired.
Yeah,
and
I like Robert Saleh. I don't like the fit. I didn't want him. I would rather him go to Detroit rather than New York. I'm kind of surprised he went to New York.
I feel like the Jets job is one where you hire a coach to fail, and then after a few years you hire another guy and he kind of gets the ship right. Maybe Adam Gase was that sacrificial lamb, but I don't think so. I feel like this team still sucks, and they just need so much talent.
Yeah, they got a lot of work to do. We'll see what happens. Congratulations to Robert Saleh. He was great for the 49ers. I hope you do good, bro, but, man, you got a very tough road ahead of you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Let's get into these playoff games, man. All right, first game up. Rams at Packers.
There was a report today, Walford's out. So your boy, Jared Goff, I called him your boy. I know you hate him, but your boy, Jared Goff, is starting.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh. Leave that in there. God, I don't know. I think it's a bad thing. I mean, he played okay, but this game comes down to the Packers stopping the run. We said this all year. The key to stop the Rams is stop the run.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I don't see the Rams winning this game. They were a dark horse for me. If they did make the playoffs, they looked really good last week. But I tell you one thing. This ain't no Seahawks offensive line. The offensive line for the Packers is on a whole nother level. I know David Bakhtiari got hurt and he's out for the season.
That's one of my questions heading into the game with the injury to Bakhtiari.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man, because hopefully Aaron Donald's 100%. He's probably not. I doubt he's going to be out for this game. He's a warrior. He's going to want to play. He's definitely going to play. But, dude, Aaron Rodgers is pissed off. He's been playing pissed off all year. Devontae Adams, we know how we feel about him leading the league in touchdowns. He's on a fucking tear this year. I don't think the Rams come close. I think the Packers are going to blow out the Rams.
What's the recipe for the Rams to win this game?
Quarterback pressure, taking advantage of the David Bakhtiari injury, and stopping the run.
I think the Rams need like a defensive touchdown or a huge like turnover that gives them a short field. Packers don't turn the ball over. They were number 1 in giveaways, which means they gave the ball away the least. Aaron Donald has to dominate this game. I know he's banged up, but man, if he doesn't, I don't like the Rams' chances. And obviously, the Rams have to run the ball. And everyone questioned the Packers' run defense. Sunday night, Derrick Henry came to town. They whooped his ass. They whooped the Titans' ass. So maybe we should have a little more faith in these Packers.
I got some faith in them. The Rams got a tough matchup. They got dealt with the really bad card. They got to go to Lambeau. And I don't think this Rams offense is ready for this Packers defense. I got faith in the Packers defense. They're very improved. Like you said, they beat down Derrick Henry. They really beat down the Titans. I know that's no hoorah to be excited about or impressed. But, hey, Derrick Henry had 2,000 yards at the end of the day. So it's very hard to stop him. We all know in years past with the Packers, their biggest problem was stopping the run. You seen what the Niners did last year.
Well, I think that actually was a big accomplishment for the Packers. We, like you said, we saw what happened to them last NFC Championship game. They got the ball ran down their throat. I was very impressed with the way they handled Smoke Henry. They contained him only like we saw Baltimore, and they kind of put probably the game plan down for containing him.
Yeah, definitely. And with that said, I got the Packers winning big. I got them winning 35-17.
I'm with you on the Packers. I got them winning 27-14. I want to just bring up two things. Matt LaFleur versus Sean McVay. These guys know each other. Sean McVay said, I consider that guy a brother this week. They're very familiar with each other's game plans. Matt LaFleur was the, I think, offensive coordinator for the Rams or quarterback's coach, was it?
Yeah, you're correct.
Who do you think is going to win the coaching matchup? I think it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a wash, and I just think the Packers have more talent, especially at the quarterback position.
I got LaFleur, and I look forward to Adams winning that matchup with Ramsey.
Really? You're picking Ramsey? I mean, you're picking Adams instead of Ramsey?
I got Devontae Adams.
Jeez, I feel like, well, who's going to be the guy to step up if Devontae Adams doesn't win the matchup? I feel like maybe Robert Tonyan has to have a big game. The Rams don't have great linebackers.
I don't think it's going to matter. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to find somebody.
I think there's only one other thing to consider for the Packers, and what if they pull a Baltimore? They show up a little rusty.
Maybe. It's, you know how teams come off that little first-round bye of the playoffs, and it's not that good looking. Look, the Rams got the recipe. They got a great defense, but their offense is no good right now. I don't see them scoring on the Rams. That's my biggest concern.
I could see this game being close early, but I think the Packers are going to pull away. Maybe they get off to a slow start, but they kind of right the ship after the first quarter.
All right, I feel it. Let's go to the Ravens game. Look, the Ravens are traveling to Buffalo. Buffalo just came off of that big win against the Colts. It was a close game. Ravens just came off a big win against the Tennessee Titans. They were stomping on the logo. Are they going to stomp on the Bills logo?
Bro, please don't make me pick this game. These are my boys. These are my quarterbacks from the class
These are your two
fighting
fucking
for.
favorites.
To quote one, they're my two favorite non-throwing quarterbacks.
These are your
even
two
though
kids
Josh,
right here.
throw.
One of them grew up and the other one's still a toddler.
Yeah, do toddlers win playoff games? Do toddlers take a crap in the fourth quarter? Well, okay, that's kind of
dog, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl, so I don't want to hear nothing. Anything's possible.
Hey, this is going to be a good game. This is the most excited I've been for a game probably since the Eagles-Seahawks a year ago where Carson Wentz gets a concussion in the first 5 minutes. I'm nervous, man. I don't know what's going to happen. This game comes down to, is Marlon Humphrey's going to shut down Stephon Diggs? Because Buffalo's not going to run the ball. We're in agreement on that, right?
No.
If Derrick Henry can't run the ball, Zach Moss, I'm not even sure he's playing. Zach Moss and Devin Singletary aren't going to run for much.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting game. And I think it's on the other side. Are the Bills going to be able to stop the Ravens' rush attack? We all know what the Baltimore Ravens did. They proved last week they're the best running team in the league, okay?
I don't think they're going to be able to stop it. Buffalo doesn't have a lot of big people. They don't have a lot of dynamic players on defense. All their dynamic players are in the secondary.
You got Tremaine
Trey
Edmonds.
White, Micah Hyde. Yeah, is he dynamic? I feel like he's good, but I haven't seen him be like elite yet. I haven't seen all the stuff that people said about him. Yeah, he can run sideline to sideline. I like that matchup against Lamar. Maybe he can keep Lamar contained compared to Rashawn Evans and Avery Williamson.
Yeah, and I think it's Javon Brown or Jaylen Brown, one of those.
Yeah. Tennessee's so poorly coached on defense this year. Kind of surprising, all things considered. But Sean McDermott's a great coach. He's sound defensively. Lamar can't have a fuck up in the game early again. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. They were lucky to come back from that.
Yeah, definitely. And same thing on the Josh Allen side. Josh Allen can't have a fuck-up game.
One of my keys for this game is if Baltimore can contain Josh Allen. I don't mean, hey, Josh Allen's going to get out for 15 yards. They got to stop the rollouts, because how many times do we see him improvise, roll out, buy a few extra seconds, and then throw a laser down the field? That's the plays that killed the Colts.
Yeah, and that's what the Bills do best. When Josh Allen is improvising and he gets outside the pocket and it's those off-script plays, that's when they're at their best, and Baltimore really needs to neutralize that aspect of the game.
Josh Allen reminds me of a big-ass Brett Favre sometimes, with just the way they're so loosey-goosey with the ball. They're just... Him and Brett Favre have to have the most insane arm confidence of any quarterbacks, where they're like, we can get this ball anywhere.
So what's the amount of rush yards that Buffalo needs to hold the Ravens to win this game?
150. If they only go up 150 rushing yards, I'm happy for Buffalo.
Will they win the game, though?
I think so. What's your number?
I feel like they need to stop it at least under 125 to ensure the win.
Oh, if it's under 125, for sure win. Tennessee gave up 236 yards to Baltimore.
Wow. Yeah.
But is Mark Ingram playing this week? If Mark Ingram doesn't play, how are they going to run the ball?
Oh, my God. Stop with that guy. Look, he's not good, ESPN. He's not good, Sports World. He's done. I know he was great in fantasy last year. He's not good. Don't worry about it. He lost his job to J.K. Dobbins, all right?
I'm going to go on the other side. How many passing yards does Baltimore need to win this game?
200. 200 at least. Lamar, give me 200, dog. Can he throw for 200?
If he throws for 200, what's the percentage of a win?
I'll give it 75%.
250, what's the percent?
80. It goes up a little bit.
If he hits 300, it's a win.
Yeah, it would be a win unless it's a blowout and it's just garbage stats.
Those Big Ben 500 passing yards.
But I still got Bills. I got the Bills in this game. They're way too hot. I still have faith. I know you said Marlon Humphrey's going to lock down Stephon Diggs. I still think Stephon Diggs is going to get some yardage and some big plays on him. And I love Josh Allen in this game. I think Josh Allen is still going to improvise. He's going to get those off-script plays. Baltimore's defense can give up really big plays. We've seen that against the Tennessee Titans last week when they were passing the ball. So I just think if the Bills just come out passing the ball like crazy, kind of like what they did against Seattle this year. I know Baltimore's defense is a lot better than Seattle's, but go out in that 5 wide, utilize Cole Beasley, utilize Stephon Diggs. You guys will be all right, man. Spread them out. Spread the cheeks.
Oh, yeah. What's your score, Mr. Spread the Cheeks? Jesus Christ.
Anyway, besides the cheeks, I got the Bills winning 28-21.
Before I give you my score, can I just say I'm going to be happy no matter who wins this game. I'm going with the Ravens 28-24. It's going to break my heart no matter what team loses, but I'm going with the Ravens, man.
Oh, my goodness. What a homer. Homer Simpson, dog.
They're both my boys. Boys.
Lamar's a little bit more your boy.
Don't make me pick between my two children.
Man. Let's move on. This is definitely the most exciting game of the week. What's the next game, Max?
We're going to Juan's second favorite team, Kansas City. The Browns at Kansas City. Kansas City's coming off a first-round bye. What do you think, Juan? This is your arch rival. You hate this team probably more than anybody right now.
I do hate the Queefs with all my heart.
Are you going to have a Brown jersey on? You going to have that Baker Mayfield progressive jersey?
Sadly, no. I'm going to stick to my guns, and you got to think logical with this game, man. I know we've seen the Browns have a magical night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everything went their way. The ball rolled their way. The snap went their way. All the tip balls went their way. It was their night, dude.
Are you saying that there's not going to be a snap to the heavens?
Yeah.
This game?
No.
To start the game off?
I think the Cinderella dust winds up coming off, and there's no magical feeling in the air in Arrowhead.
I'm going to make the case for the Browns. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt have to run the ball effectively this game. If Cleveland can't run the ball, they're in for a long afternoon. But I think they can make one or two plays. Maybe Myles Garrett gets a strip sack. Kansas City's line's not that great. And Baker can't shoot themselves in the foot. He did a great job. He tried to throw a couple picks last game at the end. He almost threw a couple. But if Baker can play clean football and let their run game dominate the Chiefs' defense, I think the Browns have a shot.
Yeah, of course. That's their only shot. They need to run the ball. They need to play keep away if they do get a lead. And they need to continue running the ball, man. The Browns have a great offensive line, okay? They're more than doable of fatiguing this defensive line for the Chiefs and dominating this game. Okay, we all know what Batonio is, and even without Batonio, they didn't miss a beat. Utilize Nick Chubb like you guys did last week. Play some defense like you said. Myles Garrett has to make some plays. You guys have to get to Patrick Mahomes. All right, it's going to be tough. He's going to roll around. He's like a damn roach. You can't sack the motherfucker, okay? And even when you do, he doesn't even get affected, all right? He's like, fuck.
You can't call Patrick Mahomes a roach.
He's all right. He's like a fucking good Houdini, okay? You can't fucking tackle the guy.
Thank you. I'll settle for Roach Dini in the future, but you cannot call him a roach outright.
Look, if the Browns win this game, they're going to have the two biggest fucking wins of the season. If they win this game, they're winning the Super Bowl. I'm saying that right now. This is our intro right now. I'm using this as our intro. If the fucking Cleveland Browns win this game, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I don't know if I'm ready to go with that. I love the enthusiasm, but I'm not ready to say that. What's the magic number for Nick Chubb? If he has 170, I think the Browns might win this game.
Yeah, 170. That's a good number. But even 150 to a certain point.
Is there a possibility Denzel Ward plays in this game? Have we had an update?
I have no idea. Even if he doesn't play, the Chiefs are going to do what they do, even with them in there. Don't you agree?
You mean be the Warriors where they're kind of get lax and low, the game's close, and then explosion?
That's one thing. Do you feel like this is going to be a blowout?
I do. I think it is going to be a blowout.
Wow, really? I wouldn't be surprised if it's close.
I know that
just the way the Chiefs are.
Can I be the network television for a minute? Can I be network television?
Yeah, be Tony Romo.
Andy Reid's record after a bye is amazing.
Oh, my God.
Andy Reid after a bye.
You know you're going to hear that
I hope
shit.
Mark Schlereth calls this game because I can just be miserable all through it.
Man. Yeah, you know you're going to hear that shit. Who do you got in this game then? Or let me rephrase. So how much do you got the Chiefs winning by?
I got the Chiefs winning 38-20.
38-20. Wow. Almost a 40 burger.
Cleveland, you've had a great year. You had a great, almost. Cleveland, you had a great year. You beat the Steelers. Man. You're on the right track.
I got them scoring the same amount. I got it 38-24.
I hope the Browns don't get blown out. I hope they make it a game. But if I'm a Browns fan, I'm already happy with all the COVID shit and beating the crap out of the Steelers. Like you're playing with house money right now.
You really don't think if they win this game, they're going to win the Super Bowl? The Chiefs are the best team in the league.
I know, but everyone's going to say, well, the Chiefs, they've won every game by one score, and they're going to make it a big deal. And maybe the Chiefs play with fire, and maybe they get upset.
Does this ruin Patrick Mahomes' resume if he does lose to this Cleveland Brown team?
Not if he has an amazing game.
I'm yet to see the motherfucker have a horrible game. I can't remember the last game where – no. I can't remember the last game I've seen Patrick Mahomes just throw 4 interceptions, lose the game by at least 20 or more points. I haven't seen it. Okay, the guy's flawless.
I don't think that game exists. That game does not exist.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. I fucking hate the Chiefs. I hope they do lose. Okay, so I can laugh. All right? But Patrick Mahomes is a whole nother animal. Let's move to the GOAT. They're going to be playing the New Orleans Saints. Is this game going to be on History Channel?
I thought you were going to intro it as the GOAT versus the Noodle, and I was going to get really excited, but these two fucking fossils, bro. Who would have thought that we get another matchup? I mean, the networks must love it. They love a good old quarterback matchup. Brees versus Brady, like they're both in their prime or something. I hope the Bucs don't lay another fucking egg against the Saints.
That's going to be a tough look for Brady. That's going to be a tough look for my guy.
Honestly, I don't think it will be. I feel like they're going to blame Bruce Arians because Tom Brady's got that mystique of I've won 6 Super Bowls. You can't tell me shit. And I got my team to the playoffs that hasn't been there in, 15 years, 10 years? Look, take me through the keys to this game.
Can the Bucs run the ball? Can Leonard Fournette have another good week? We don't know if Ronald Jones is going to play. We all know what the Saints do against the run. That's their bread and butter. You're not going to run the ball on the Saints. And if the Bucs can run the ball on the Saints and really impose their will early in this game, it can be a good day for the Bucs. With play action from Tom Brady, letting those receivers get open, it'll open up so much for this offense.
If the Saints win this game, they're going to be 3-0 against the Bucs, right?
Yes.
That's a hard feat to accomplish. I know history says it's pretty hard, and I know it's a year-by-year thing. I really hate going back and saying, well, if a team goes 2-0, they got a really shitty chance. It's always the teams versus the teams. If New England played the 0-16 Lions, they're going to beat them 3 straight times, okay? But like you said, can the Bucs run the ball? The Saints are great up front. I'm reiterating what you said. I think they're going to be able to pass the ball. Both these teams know each other. Mike Evans is better with Brady. I know he's banged up. Godwin, he kind of looked shaky last week. I think he got the jitters out. But AB, he's a weapon. He wasn't there the first time they played. He was there the second time. It was what, second game back, first game?
Yeah, and even if he did, I think that was his first game on Sunday night. So he's way more acclimated into the offense now.
Well, on the other side of the ball, the Saints are rolling. They beat the shit out of the Bears. I know the offense wasn't amazing, but Chicago's got a good defense. I read a report that Devin White's going to be back. How big is that for the Bucs?
That's huge. That's huge because that's going to be key to stopping Alvin Kamara. We all know what he brings to the table. And we didn't even talk about with the Saints and how they're going to win this game on offense.
Well, let me go through the Devin White really quick, and then I'll go to the offense. When you watch the Bears last week, they were missing Roquan Smith's speed and athleticism. And I don't know, is there a faster linebacker than Devin Smith right now?
Probably not. Probably, no, not that I can think of. He's lightning quick. Maybe Levante David back in his day.
Can we just start calling all the running backs that became linebackers running backers?
That's what linebackers are. They're just running backs who couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, Miles Jack. Devin White was a running back, wasn't he?
I'm not 100% sure, but I guarantee in high school he probably played running back at least once.
So the running backer, Devin White, if he wins the matchup with Kamara, what's the Bucs' chances of winning the game?
Very high. Very, very, very high. It's going to be tough on the Saints. They have to get the run game going. They have to. The Bucs don't need to necessarily for them to win the game. They'll have a very good chance if they got the run game going, but it's not a must. On the Saints side, it's a must. They must help Drew Brees. Drew Brees is not going to win this game throwing the ball 40 to 50 times. It's not going to happen. I guarantee it.
Tampa's been the best defense against the run this year, but against the Saints, does Sean Payton have their number?
Maybe so. We all know what we've seen from those last 2 games, but in the back of my mind, I feel like you got to throw away those games to a certain extent.
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to throw it out because I think Sean Payton's a much better coach than Bruce Arians.
I would agree with that.
And I think that's going to.
But the Bucs are a completely new team compared to where they were.
They are, but man, they had so much momentum going into that game. Didn't they just beat the shit out of Green Bay? And everyone was buying into the hype of this is the best team. They have the best talent.
Yeah, but I don't think that was just more of their defense. I think they really got their offense going the last 3 to 4 weeks of the season.
Which team do you think is going to protect the quarterback better?
I got the Saints. I got the Saints. The Saints are a lot better at pass blocking than the Bucs, and they just got a lot more talent. Ryan Ramczyk's been on a tear. They got Armstead. They'll be fine.
They might be better at pass blocking, but I don't think they're a better D-line. The Saints have better D-line than the Bucs. I need Shaq Barrett and JPP to show up. And Sue, maybe you can make a play. They got to get to Brees. I mean, both these quarterbacks are old. They don't like to be hit. So whoever protects the quarterback better is going to have a really good chance to win the game. And one thing I like about the Bucs, I'm going to take the Bucs. I'm telling you right now. Tom Brady has the ability to make big boy throws that I don't see from Drew Brees.
I get you. Tom Brady can still sling that rock, man. He's really on fire right now. I love Drew Brees. I hate the fact that Max calls him Noodle Arm. I'm hoping that he gets another chance at a Super Bowl this year. But it's tough, man. I think I'm going to go with the Bucs too.
No, you come on. Ride with the Saints. Ride with your Saints. You love them.
I can't. I don't see it. The one thing that scares me is just Tom Brady being Tom Brady. It's going to be a close game, but I don't have confidence that Drew Brees would outduel Tom Brady at this point in his career. Tom Brady is just better. If I feel like this game can easily come down to whoever has the ball last.
Before you give me your score, Is this going to be a game of can't guard Mike or can guard Mike?
I don't know. Mike Thomas has been kind of on the down this year. I know he was hurt. He missed almost the whole season. He hasn't played more than 200 snaps with Drew Brees this year together. But, hey, he scored last week. It looked like he kind of got his groove back. So I know they got Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean, whoever's going to be on Michael Thomas. I believe Michael Thomas is going to win that matchup. But they got some good safeties. Their secondary is pretty decent. The Saints don't really have anyone else to throw the ball to. Deontay Harris kind of got in the mix last week early in the game. You can tell Sean Payton early in that game for the first couple drives, he was scripted into the play calls. So maybe he comes up big. We'll see. We all know how the Bucs struggle with speed. You seen what happened when they faced Tyreek Hill?
That's a different type of speed, bro. Deontay Harris don't got that speed.
Oh, man.
That speed. If he has another big game, Bucs are probably going to lose this game. You can't let Deontay Harris have a big game.
Yeah. So what's your score for this?
Bucs winning 20-17.
Wow, that's close. I got it being a little bit more high scoring. I got the Bucs winning 34-31.
What are the stats that the Bucs need to have a good chance of winning this game? Like, who has to have a big game? Like, does Mike Evans have to go over 100?
No, I don't think it's going to matter on the offensive side. I think it's going to matter on the defensive side. I think the question we should be asking is what team gets more sacks. Whoever gets more sacks is going to win this game.
I think the Bucs will get more sacks.
I feel you on that. I feel you. Because the best pass rusher that the Saints got is Cameron Jordan. And he's going to be lined up against Tristan Wirfs, the impressive rookie this year. And he has answered the bell every time this year.
Trey Hendrickson returned to practice. We don't know if he's going to play yet. If he plays, do you have the Saints, or does that change anything, or you tell me?
No, I still got the Bucs.
Man, this game is going to be tough. I'm kind of like torn picking the Bucs. I just hate the Saints, and I hate Drew Brees. Like most games, it's going to come down to the trenches, but with old quarterbacks, they can't really make plays outside of the pocket. I feel like that pressure is even added to the O-lines of both teams.
Yeah, completely agree. We'll see, man. So who's your lock this week? Who's a lock to win?
Chiefs. It's got to be the Chiefs. I'm too torn on every other. I'm too torn on the Ravens, Bills. I'm too torn on the Saints, Bucks. And the Rams defense is so special. I can't just say it's a lock. So I'd go with the Chiefs as a lock.
Yeah, we got another fan in our DMs trying to ask us who we picked. He was asking specifically about the Bucks and Saints game. His name is Arturo. He's actually one of my coworkers, but he's a fan of us. All right. Hey, bro, bet the Bucks. All right. That's who we picking. Go with the GOAT.
It's kind of pissing me off you're going against your boy Drew Brees.
Hey, dude, you gotta put feelings aside when you're betting. Because my boy had a tough week. All right. I'm just gonna put it out there. He had a tough week. He bet last week that the Bucks and football team for that game that they were gonna stay under 50 points. They went well up over 50 points. So it was a tough look. And my guy betted with the Seahawks. I think a lot of people betted with the Seahawks, though. That was a big loss. It was a tough week for betting people. Because even with the Pittsburgh game, Pittsburgh let down a lot of people last week.
Can I tell you one person who didn't bet on Steelers last week? That'd be me. I went with the Brownies. But sorry, Browns fans, not this week. If Drew Brees loses this game, I'm calling him Drood Alarm. I don't know how you feel, but I'm either going to go with Drood Alarm or I'm going to come up with something better with Noodle. How's that sound?
The Drood Alarm. That's funny.
Hey, man, I call like I see it.
Well, is that everything on the table? We have no more breaking news?
No more breaking news, bro. Let's go home.
Man, let's go home. Look, we want to appreciate all the supporters, all the people in our DMs asking us questions. Shout out to Robert. Shout out to Arturo. Shout out to Isaiah. Shout out to Beta Beta. All right. Shout out to Scoops and Hoops for the basketball questions. Shout out to Clutch Sports. All right. Look, you guys want anything on the podcast or you guys want a shout out, just DM us, man. We'll try to find an episode to incorporate it in. For instance, if you got an NBA question, it's probably not going to get answered on a Pick'ems podcast. But once we do NBA, we'll answer it, man. Okay? We'll give a full breakdown of it as best as we can. We'll give you a shout out. Don't be hesitant to ask us anything. All right.
Juan, is there a good place to DM us questions?
Yeah, of course. The best place is Instagram. We're most active on there. It is at Max_JuanCast. Also, you can get at us on Twitter. We're not that active on Twitter, but hey, we both have the notifications on our phone. We'll get the DM, okay? Whichever way. Comment on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Hey, write a review on Apple Podcasts. Ask us a question on there. Whichever way, man. However you want to do it. Some of you guys know us personally. Don't be afraid to text us if you want to. Phone us in. Who knows? We might phone in a fan. Who knows? We might have a guest pretty soon. We'll see. All right. Anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Spotify. Write a review. 5-star. Anything, all right? And that is at Max and Juan Cast.
Well, I guess I have no say in anything that happens around here, so I guess we are having a guest. It's the first time hearing of it. I guess I skipped that staff meeting. There's only 2 of us, so one had it with himself.
I thought you were James Harden, bro. You were done with this podcast.
Oh, I was done, but I've come around. I'm living in a new city. It's great. But I can't find my starting point guard. He's like at home or something. I don't know where he's at. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You gonna do a little betting?
Don't you bring a James?
You're gonna do a little betting this week? Maybe we can do a little fantasy.
Shit, I'm the only one winning us money. I should do it all, man.
Maybe we'll bet on some games. All right.
I'm in for betting on games, dude. Go with me, man. Do I have to bring up the records again?
No, shut up. All right, shut up. I know he's winning in the pick'ems, fans. All right, I know, but take my advice, okay?
Guys, I speak from experience. One's usually better at picking games. I don't want to say I'm a bad fantasy football player because I don't give a shit to play because I have a life. But one is a good
you offended a lot of people right there.
What? No, I'm just saying in our league. No, people, I mean, there's great people who play fantasy who have lives. I just don't. I'm just too busy to care. That's why I lost in that 1 year I did it.
Bro, it's poop time, all right? When you take a shit, set your lineup. Do a little waiver wire pickup. It's not that hard.
Unlike you, I don't spend 5 hours on the toilet. Okay?
Look, man, everyone that's out there, they all know you get shit done on the toilet, all right? That's sometimes a business. God. That's business time, bro.
You know what? Ask Lamar Jackson, bro.
Hey, all right. With that said, we got to cut it. I'm out, bro.
Everybody enjoy football. Enjoy our picks. Thank you guys for being here. I'm out.
Peace.